All right. Happy Wednesday, everyone. Today is, I have to look at my phone, Wednesday, May 15th. And tonight we are talking about time saving coach hacks, things to make your coaching business run a little bit smoother. So first I'm going to share the screen to go over like volume and recognition and stuff. And then I will share my phone, which is a super cool thing I learned how to do today. So let's go here. Okay. Just a couple of reminders. Still, if you have a client who purchases a BOD challenge or completion plaque here in May, they do get access to the 21-day fix real-time workouts for free before they are released onto BOD on the 31st of May. So that only includes the 21-day fix workouts, not the 21-day fix extreme. Super exciting. Vegan Recover launches on Monday in chocolate, and then the following week or so after that, the 18 serving packets of the whey chocolate will come out. Those would be great things to order to send a sample off to a new client or someone wanting to try it. And then I did look up the information for Morning Meltdown 100. It is set to launch in July for offers to go on sale. It didn't list a specific date other than July. And then July 29th, the VIP early access starts, and it will be released onto BOD on October 1st. So what I'm really brainstorming now is how we get like a pre-group going to get people excited about Morning Meltdown. One, in the form of a sneak peek, but two, getting our people who are already committed into like a group that will kind of get them into the morning routine and preparing for the intensity of Morning Meltdown. So that's kind of what I'm working on, as well as free groups for this summer. I've done a couple of different things in the summer. I've done a lot of foil packet and grilling meal plans. I've done like 3-day refresh groups after the 4th of July. Last summer, I didn't do any free groups, and I just ran an all summer long free community. I will not do that again. That did not go well, and my business really slowed down because I didn't have that momentum of new people coming into a clean eating week that I could invite all of the time to a paid challenge group. So I think I will still continue with running grilling and foil meal plans, and anyone else is welcome to join in on that with me as well. A little volume recognition for this week. For last week, the week ending May 8th, Dina and I were at the top of the volume board, and everyone else on there, helping themselves first is always our number one priority as coaches. So that is awesome. And then Success Club, you guys, May is a hard month, you all, but I personally need to push past my own limiting beliefs about May and my own excuses I've been giving myself, and honestly giving my people who are a lot like me. They're teachers, they're busy moms, they're burnt out this time of the year. So we have Tabitha on the boards. We have One Life Changed. But I know with 2 weeks left in the month, we can still make such an impact. And so I told Shelby this last month, I have gone from 0 to 6 in one day. I know I can for sure get to my goal by the end of May, even though it's the 15th and I'm sitting at 0. So I am just like you. I am starting out at 0. It's not a good feeling. It's not where I want to be, but I know personally I have not been doing the things that I need to be. I have not been sending out the number of invites I need to be to get people to join me. I've been really focusing the last 2 weeks about being consistent with sharing my journey, and that is helping. But I need to get back to sending my invites. And I told Kelsey, I think it was today when we were messaging back and forth, it's very hard for me to sit here and tell you guys to do those things when I know I haven't been leading myself and doing those things either. So just a little bit of a vulnerable leader tidbit from me. But I know here with 16 days left in the month. I am going to do a better job from here on out. So we have this here in May. I want to challenge you all to go out and help at least those 3 to 5 people and see what impact we can make yet in May. Okay, so here's the little list of things I want to cover tonight on time savers or little coach hacks. I did add an 8th one on here on my notes and just on how the My Challenge Tracker app can help you save time. So I'm going to be sharing my phone for most of this, and then I might have to jump back. So I'm going to be showing you how I use my notes, how I use that website there to post my Instagram posts so that they are spaced correctly. I'm going to show you how I use my photo albums. Just recently, I've discovered how to use the shortcut text, which is really nice for Instagram. And then how I create things in Canva so I'm not always recreating the wheel for every group I run. Just wanted to remind people of the team files, that those are there for you with posting guides, and how I've been using some outsourcing of my business with using the Mompreneur virtual assistant for help with my challenge groups. And I will show all of that to you. So I'm going to go ahead and share my iPhone here. Now here's the thing I can never do is pull up the AirPlay. Okay, you can see my phone? Yeah, okay. All right, this is so cool. So I know Dina already had asked how you do this. You just need to be sure that your phone is on your Wi-Fi, and then you click AirPlay when you pull up that pull up screen, like where your flashlight and stuff is, and then there's a screen right there that says mirror. It's super easy. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is how I use my notes. And you guys, when we go in here, it's gonna look like such a nightmare. Okay, like I probably have like 1,500 notes in here, and I realize there probably could be a better way to organize it, but most of the time I am working on my phone. And it's the easiest way for me to duplicate posts from Facebook to Instagram, and then also to have a place I can pull them back from and use them again. So I'm using posts from last May, again this May, just by tweaking them by using this search. So one of the first ways I use my notes for is it started with having all of my scripts. Oh, I can't click on there. So here is, this is all of my scripts, you guys. Every time I have a new invite, I just add it to the bottom. And so I know I'm either using the last script or the first script. So scrolling up to the top, I have my first message for if I get a new friend on Facebook or a new follower on Instagram. I have my birthday message that I send. I have my belated birthday message I send. I have my posts that relate to my PD that I send. And then I can copy and paste these from my computer or my phone into a message. And then I can tweak them, obviously, to add a little bit of personalization to them. As I scroll down, I have thank you for supporting my journey. Thank you for supporting my transformation. It's hard to post things like that. And then at the end, I have my invites. And when I offer a new group, I just copy and paste the last invite. I change the link. I change some of the words, but I always invite with my why. So my why is to teach others how to live healthier, happier, and more fulfilled lives. I tell them how, in that invite, how I'm going to teach them how Mexican foods can be healthier, or I'm going to teach you how to meal prep. I use that terminology in my invite. So I have all of them in my notes. So whether I am sitting at the doctor's office with one of the boys, if I am stuck waiting at preschool, no matter where I am, I either have my phone or my computer with me, and I can copy and paste from this notes. So I have all of my scripts in there. And again, I feel comfortable using scripts because I wrote them and they sound like me, and they are a time saver. I would be typing forever if I was doing this all like on the go. Okay, the second way I use notes is for my posts. So I can type them on the computer because my notes are on my phone and my computer. They're synced together. But let's say I want to recall a post I did last year, and I know last May I did daily posts just on embracing the chaos. So I can go and I can type embrace, and I have all of my posts for last May. So I know, like, oh, I talked about meal prep. I'm going to take that meal prep post, I'm going to copy and paste it, and I'm going to tweak it to what I meal prepped this week. Or here I'm talking about recharging my batteries. Okay, how can I take that post? Maybe just these tips on the bottom. I want to just copy and paste that so I don't have to recreate the wheel every time. We should be repurposing content because so little of what we see or what we post gets seen actually. And two, like I posted that a year ago. And honestly, I'm teaching about the same things over and over. I'm teaching about habits. I'm teaching about clean eating. I'm teaching about how to make fitness a lifestyle and not a duty. So that is another way that I use them. So like, let's say I am going to probably do the lift formation calendar come Monday, and I want to talk about my Transform 20 journey. I would just maybe type in transform, and I'll get like here's a Transform Tuesday here's a Transformation Tuesday post. Here I'm talking about transforming your mind and body. Let's take a look at that. Maybe I want to invite people to do it with me. Here's a little script I used for a post on Transform 20. I have posts, you guys, all the way back to 2015 when I first started coaching. Do I probably use some of those? No, but I've really found in the last year since kind of doing my at least one daily post around a theme, it's super easy to go in here. If I realize like, oh, it's Wednesday today, I want to maybe do a water habit post, I can type in water tips. And here's a hydration post. I see that I tweaked it on March 13th, but here are some good tips. I could copy and paste those into another post. So just that I'm not recreating the wheel every day. I've made it a point since our last call with Jackie Hart that we had last month to try to get back to on Facebook posting 4 times a day. Still only posting about once a day on Instagram, but 4 times a day on Facebook. And here, that's an easy way I can do it is by repurposing old content. So that is how I use my notes to help me. The next thing is, it is a website that I just have saved into my bookmarks on my phone, and it is Apps for Life, and it's free. But what you do is then you take what you typed in your notes and you copy and paste it into that box, and you hit convert, and it is going to change your post and make it suitable for Instagram so that the spacing is how you intend it to be. So I'm going to just go ahead, and here's the last post I made. I'm going to click convert and copy. And the next thing I do is I open up my Instagram, and there was the post I made. But I would just go to post my picture and paste it in there, and it will be spaced appropriately as I wanted to. Otherwise, Instagram would do its like funky thing. Okay, but I'm not going to post that because I just did. So that is a time-saving hack, because I don't know how many times I would sit and try to re-type and post things on Instagram and it wouldn't look the way I wanted to. And I know there are also like Instagram planning sites that you can do that with, but those like are paid apps, where this is just a free service that you can use. So that's appsforlifehost.com. And I linked it on the presentation, so I will share that as well. Okay, the next thing, and you guys are going to die when you see my photo album, and I'm really working on getting it more organized, but because I mainly am working off of my phone, I have utilized a lot of folders in my photos. So it's like embarrassing how many pictures I have. I don't even know how to tell you how many I have. It's like 40,000 or something. Terrible. So I had to find a way to make them a little bit more accessible. So in my albums, I have an album just of Beachbody graphics. So if a coach messages me and like, oh, how do I earn Success Club again? I can grab that graphic. I have recognition graphics. I have challenge pack graphics, so that if I am out and about somewhere, someone wants to know what's in a pack, I can simply go into this album and send them the picture. Another album I have is posts to make. So I did this just in the last couple of months. So if I take a picture and I put my filter on it, I always use, what is the name of the filter I use? I use the app Pick Tap Go, and I use the crispity filter on all my pictures. I don't like touch up anything else. I just put a brighter filter on it. But when I do that, I'm getting better at deleting the old copies and just saving the one I want to use. And then I select it and I put it in posts to make. So here is where I have like all of the quotes that I see that I want to turn into an Instagram post. I put them in here so I don't have to go like scrolling through 40,000 pictures to find it again. Here's a picture I took one day after a Saturday workout with our family. I didn't end up posting it that day, but I have this picture here because I have the post written in my head. It's going to be about like how I work out at home because our whole family can join in, and how we're instilling healthy habits in them. So I know I have that. Like here I have a post about Holden, like that they're always watching, like he's writing down his little transformers. So if here was just a sweaty selfie that I never posted, but someday like I might want to write a post about motivation, I need a picture, this one would be perfect. So just like those pictures that you maybe really like that you want to reuse, I just put them here in this post to make. Like this was one I used over and over about the ultimate portion fix. I have like some transformations maybe that I want to post. Like here was like a really good Shakeology picture I thought I took, but I didn't make the post yet. And then like if it's a quote one, after I make the quote in my own like style, then I just delete it out of there. But yeah, that is what I do, is I just go in and select my photos and I put them in the album posts to make, so that I just need to go into one album and look for it, not go into thousands and thousands of pictures. Another album I have is a favorites. So in here is one, everyone always asks me how to make my Greek yogurt in the Instapot. And so finally, instead of scrolling through 1,000 messages that my friend and I went back and forth about it, and I'd have to go like to our message and scroll through it and find the text where she was telling me how to make it. I just finally screenshotted it and saved it into my favorites because it's a time saver. But when people ask what flavors of Shakeology we have, I have that saved so I can quickly send it right away. I don't even have to scroll through like all of my graphics. I can just go to my favorites and send that. Another thing I talk to my clients a lot about when they're not losing weight is like, how are you doing on eating anti-inflammatory foods? Are any of these foods like really high in your diet that you're maybe eating? This was a graphic that I was forever having to scroll through, and I'm like, wait, this is something I always use. Why don't I just save it to my favorites so I always know where it is? But just having things more accessible. Then I have some of these albums are really old, but like I have album I started just of Holden, and when when Holden was a baby, I was at my heaviest weight. So I know I can go into that album and I can find older pictures of me. When I used to do all my posting for challenge groups from my phone, I would have just workout graphics and just clean eating graphics. That is also where clean eating is the folder where I save any recipes. So again, when someone says like, do you have any family friendly recipes? I can quick go into my phone and I can select the ones that I want to send them. Some of the other graphics, it's kind of nice, like when you make things in a certain app, like when I make things in Photify, if I want to go ahead and reuse one of these quotes that I make from Instagram, I don't have to go through my thousands of pictures. I can just go into this folder and find the one that I want to reuse, because again, it's totally fine to reuse a quote or a picture or something that you posted once on social media. What else? How I use photo albums. Oh, Unfold is the app that I use to make those stories that are kind of like the progression of telling my journey or telling about coaching or telling about a group I have coming up. What I'm working on now is saving like all my summer strong ones in a folder, all my clean eating ones in a folder, so that next time I go to host a group like that, I don't maybe have to reinvent the wheel. I maybe just have to tweak a slide here or there. But I make most of mine in Unfold now, so I can just go into my Unfold folder and recall them that way when I post. So that is how I use the folders on my phone to make things a little bit smoother as far as finding things to post. Okay, so shortcuts. When you are sending DMs in Instagram, and I'm just gonna send one to Tyler. What I did is I went into my phone, and I'll show you how to do this, and saved some shortcuts. So I think it is, yeah, TY is my thank you. So I just, wait, this is new. There. I just put in my shortcut, which is TY, and this is like my general one for watching my stories. And it auto-populates what I want it to say. Hey, I noticed you're always showing up in my stories. I love being part of community and love that you're part of mine. And then I could go ahead and send that. And instead of typing all that or even copying and pasting, all I had to type in was TY enter. So to do that, you go into your settings. Now let's see, am I going to remember where this is? General. Why don't I remember? I thought it was keyboard. Tyler, do you know? Dang it.
Keyboard's where you turn them on, but you're trying to figure out where to.
Yeah, that's where I saved them at, though.
So
oh, here. Yeah. Here, keyboards. No. Shortcut here. Well, it's on, but. Okay. I'm going to have to play with that and go in. And I'll share how I did it. But what I did is basically I saved 3 shortcuts in. So one is just my general thank you. One is a thank you with an invite to a challenge group. One is a thank you and an invite to coaching. Tyler, you remind me to go in and post that later. Sorry. But that is a way to shorten up your DMs that you're sending. And then you can just go in and personalize them with their name or whatever. Okay, the other things are on the computer. So I am going to go back and share my desktop. Love that I can do that. That's so cool. Okay, the next thing I wanted to share with you is in Canva. So Canva is what I use to make all of the graphics. I also have in Canva, it's canva.com. It is free. Most of the things you use in here are free. But I have in Canva a folder just of stuff for Team Game Changers. So I want you to know that it's there. I have tried sharing the folder and it won't let me, but if you just give me your email address, I can share it with you that way. But in here is, you guys, every graphic I've ever made for a group. So whether it's a cover photo or it's recipes or it's clean eating posts or recognition graphics, it is in here for you to use. Now I should say, like, this probably goes back like probably a year and a half of my groups. So that is there for you to use. I just ask that you don't change anything unless you make a copy, which to make a copy, you just click on the dots on the top and click make a copy. And then you could download them and use them as you see fit. But I'm going to go back into my home and show you how I save time making graphics. So an example of a graphic I make, I try to do it every week, but sometimes I fail, is making a recognition post for our fit community. So this week I recognized Kate as our rock star. And then I put all the other people who contributed to the group. So next week, I can either just go in and tweak what I need to. So I would maybe change the picture to someone else. And those are just in uploads. So I would make it week 2. I can change the names here, or I could just also go in and I could click on make a copy and I would have an identical one of this, and then I could save that as Summer Strong week 2. And so that's what I do when I make all of the clean eating posts. So if you've been in a clean eating group with me, I started posting all of the recipes as a graphic so that people can save them to their phone, and they're more likely to look at that than downloading a file. I do still upload a file for people to use, but I find that there's more participation when there's a graphic that they can visibly see without having to do much. So here is one I took from a January group. I made a copy of it. Or I'm going to make a copy of it. Okay, and let's say I'm just gonna title this foil packet meals. Okay, and now I'm gonna go in, and I don't want them to look the same every time. So I'm gonna go in and maybe choose a different background. And I can go in and, I don't know what looks good. Change all. So then anytime I had red, now it changes it to this teal. And I can go in and I can do that for every slide. Or I can also click on this like copy page and I get a doubled page of that, so I don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. And I could just go in and change, oh, that looks terrible, these posts. So I would just update the grocery list. But these other things, grocery shopping tips, those don't change. Those are the same month to month. Who are you? I might just tweak a couple of these questions. Instead of goal for you have for the new year, what's your summer goal? What's your favorite thing to do in the summer? Water tips, that stays the same. So I don't have to redo all of these graphics. I can just put a new background on it and call it good. It's super easy how I can, like, these are totally changing the look of the post. So then when I get down to the recipes, obviously those I'm going to have to change because the meal plan changes. But what I do is I just copy and paste them from the meal plan document into here. And then I just duplicate the page. So all the fonts stay the same every time. I don't have to be going in and changing the fonts. They're just going to stay the same from page to page. And this is how I change all of the clean eating and free groups I make month after month without really having to do much more than just copy and paste different recipes in. And if I were starting from scratch, I would just go ahead, like I said, and I would use this copy the page. And I would just copy the page that many times for however many posts that I had. So that is a super simple way to not have to reinvent the wheel every time you make a new Canva post. And so you will see that that is what I started doing as you go through like my Canva drive. I think this welcome to the fit community. Oh, maybe that's not it. No, that one's not it. Here, you can sit with us. This is the one that I most recently did, but I just copied the page over and over. So here I did a pink one, copied it and did a blue one. All I did was change the background. Copied it or duplicated the page. All I did was change the background to purple. So I just did that for however many pages I had, and then they all look coherent and cohesive without having to do a ton of work. So again, it is just making a copy of your original one and then copying the page one after one. So all you have to do on each one is change the text. That is a simple way for me to, that's how I made these groups for these 21-day posts. Where I have a different image for every day. I just copied the images one after another. And this time I got really smart. I don't know why the text is missing from this one, but I did all the Monday ones together. So I did day 1, copy page, day 8, copy page, day 15, copy page. So all my motivational Mondays were together. And then I did the same thing for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it was one less text I had to change because I just copied the page one after another. So that is how I use Canva to simply redo graphics and make them look new all of the time. Okay. The next thing I wanted to share is just so you guys know it's here, and I know my team has access to this, and I'm sure Dina and Sarah's teams have something equally, or if you would like to see what is in mine, you are welcome to it. But in our team page, I have a link to our Google Drive, and it's just titled Team Game Changers. And when I go in there, and I actually went in today and I cleaned it up, and I got rid of a lot of things that maybe were irrelevant or dated. But I just have these basic folders. And then if you were ever looking for the information from Bailey's call, all the graphics and links to hers are right here. But let's just go ahead and go into groups because that's probably the biggest resource in here. And here I have all of these different groups. So this could be anything from, there are some meal plans. I will say meal planning, that is a little incomplete, but if you do need a meal plan, I'm working on getting them all in here again. At one time, I had some coaches that were, somehow they got deleted and altered and changed. And so I lost a lot of them, or I had a lot copied over and over and they were really the same meal plan. So I'm trying to fix that. But I have a 4-day refocus group. I have all the free groups, a Shakeology group, 80-day obsession, just random graphics, Transform 20, challenge group guides, meal plans, clean eating guides, just a prep week for a challenge group. So let's go into free groups. And then inside there, you guys, here's all the different free groups I've ran. So let's take a look at, I don't know, 12 days of fitness. So here's all the different graphics, and here's 1, 2, 3 different guides you could use with the graphics to run a 12-day of fitness group. Mason jar meal plans. Here is mason jar recipes, graphics, and the posting guide that you would need for that. So there's all these different options, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. A foil packet group. So there are so many options here that you don't have to rewrite your own guide. You could just use what's here, use the graphics that are here. If you feel like something is missing, I probably have it in my Canva and just forgot to drop it in here. But this is just free groups. Challenge group guides is the same thing. These are all different themes that I have done. And you can just go in there. Bathing suit boot camp, here's a posting guide. Various themes, 3-day refresh, back to school, back to you, a faith-based fitness, fit by the 4th. I mean, there's like anything in here that you could possibly probably want, and you could just tweak it to make it work for you. So though that is an awesome tool that is here in the Google Drive that will save you time. There's other resources in here, but that's kind of probably enough for a total separate call. Okay, the next thing I wanted to make sure everyone knew, because when I discovered this, one of my coaches told me when I first started running groups on the My Challenge Tracker app, it like changed my life. And rather than having to copy and paste from a posting guide that I had made in Google Drive, I was just able to access my post library. So when you're going in to schedule your posts, you can go into post library, and let's say it is flip into summer, because that is a group I ran last April. I could go in and I can reuse content from a past group. So you just go to copy and schedule. And when you do that, you can tweak what you need to inside the post. So having that post library, it pulls up all of your posts from every group you have ever run. So it is a really nice resource to cut down on your time creating new content. But I have obviously, by the looks of this, been running groups on the My Challenge Tracker app for a long time. And I'm lucky enough to have lots of repeat clients and repeat fit community members. And I'm so blessed by our community. But I also know I need to spice things up for them from time to time. And so I found I was creating so much new stuff for my challenge groups, and it was taking so much time that I was feeling kind of burnt out, and I wasn't having time to devote to the business building activities. And then I found out about this site, the Mompreneur VA, and she is just someone who writes guides for Beachbody coaches. So I subscribed to her site for 3 months. So basically what it is I have access to 3 months of posting guides. Why am I not finding? Okay, let's try another route. Here it is. Okay, so what happens is on the 20th of every month, she sends me new resources. And so here is the resources for May. This is where I got the Summer Strong group, if you're in that group with me. And she has May Challenge group resources and a meal plan. And in it comes so many things. And she has the link to all of her Google Drive. So it comes with cover photos, So I don't have to make those. They're already there. With Summer Strong Squad and blank, I just decided to use that name because I liked it. All of the daily posts, so there's your posting guide. All of the daily graphics. So there's 31 days of different graphics. And also bonus content. And this is the part that I think is kind of the coolest. There's a link to a newsletter that you can tweak. She also has a May meal plan. Recognition graphics for your stories. She has an extra spirit week, so it's really 5 weeks of content. So like different check-ins that you can do. And then also, we don't do this in our challenge group post, but there's a daily check-in post where you rate your day from 1 to 5. And then there's 31 extra graphics that go with that. So with all of this information, I think for 3 months it was $44. But so far I've gotten access to some really cool freebies that she gives away. And so what I did is I saved all of those into files for Fit Community so that every time I create a new group on the My Challenge Tracker app, all I need to go is into this folder and upload these files. So what I typically upload is a blank meal planning sheet. I upload a couple of 21-day fixed meal plans, and then now I also have some new resources to upload. So I upload a cauliflower recipe book, the May meal plan guide, recipes that fit the fix, and recommended reading for personal development. So all 4 of these things came from her, but a lot of the files are too large for the Challenge Tracker app. So what I did is I put them all in a folder, and then I linked them to my Google Drive. So now in the files of the My Challenge Tracker app, I have this link. So all people need to do when they are in my Fit community to get access is to go into the Challenge Tracker app, and we click on Summer Strong because that's the group that I uploaded them in. And you click in files, and we're able to upload 10 files. And right here, I have the link to the Fit community resources. When they click on that link, they will be sent to my Google Drive, and there they have everything as far as resources. So I love this so far. She, I'm gonna stop my share. She already sent me out the guide or the theme for June, and it was, I don't know what I said it was, Tyler, wellness something. I'm just going to keep with the Summer Strong theme all summer. It's the Summer Wellness Club. And she said she's really going to be focusing on nutrition posts. But you can always go in and tweak them how you need. And that is just what I've been doing. But it has saved me a ton of time. And it's brought back some of the joy of running challenge groups. And it's making things fun for me again. Because if I'm not having fun, no one else is having fun. General. Okay, so Tyler said, should I go back and share that, Tyler? Okay. So that text shortcut. If I could get I can never get that screen to come up. Okay, Tyler said it was under settings. Then what, Tyler?
General.
Yep.
Keyboard.
Yep.
Text replacement.
Oh, okay. So there we go. So this text replacement is how I put in my shortcuts. So when you go to add a new one, you just push the plus. You type in what you want your phrase to be and then what you want your shortcut to be. So mine are coach invite. Hey, I see you. I can't see it all. But I just have it shortcutted as coach invite. It could be something even shorter. Here's Fit Club invite. here's thank you. So it's a really easy way to shorten up your time in your DMs and maybe save you some carpal tunnel. Okay. So that was kind of the things that just at looking at my phone over the last couple of weeks when talking about this call. And I know Kelsey created that really awesome Mexican clean eating group for us. And then I was talking to her about it. I'm like, oh, shoot, I bet she didn't know that you could do this and it would really simplify things as far as you creating things in the future and reusing content as well. So everything that she made for the Mexican group, she would just easily be able to slap a different background on it and change the text or the colors and have something totally new. So here are like 7 or 8 little tips that I have used in the recent months to just make coach life run a little bit more smooth and save me some time. Any questions? Okay, well, I hope these tips were helpful to you. I know if I were to go back and do things over, I would not let my phone and the pictures get to like 40,000 because I don't even know how to begin deleting them. So one other thing I guess I would add, and I used to do this when Tegan or Holden, one of the boys, was a baby, is every night before bed, I would upload the pictures that were important to a different like photo storage. I think I used to use Snapfish, and then I would delete like any doubles or anything. And I really wish I need to get back in that habit of deleting like videos and stories because they're taking up, it's not so much they're taking up so much room on my phone, but it's so hard to navigate in there. If I didn't have those folders, I would be completely screwed. Like, how many pictures of my oatmeal do I need? Whereas I could just go in every night and be like, oh, I posted that, delete, delete, delete. So hope these things help you. And I think next week we are going to talk challenge groups. And then a new announcement is starting now. We really hope that the last call of the month will be like a working power hour because we do our calls on Wednesday night, which is the end of Beachbody's business week 1. And 2, it's oftentimes hard to be planning for a call and getting people to agree to speak on a call at the end of the month when everyone is working on hitting Success Club, hitting their goals, helping their coaches hit Success Club. So we thought it would be a better use of everyone's time that last call of the month be a time where we can get together and work in community. It's fun that we can do our jobs on our own, in our house, on our phone, and our computer. But I think it's also important that we come together and kind of vibe together and see what's working as we work. So I hope everyone is having a great week, and let's go out and kill the remainder of May.